Hi everybody and welcome to another YouTube video. This one is very different to the others that you might have seen. If this is your first one, then have a look at some of our others where we go through the full systems that we install. However, this one is very different, like I mentioned, because we're going to give you a bit of an insight into how Oval has been operating, where we've been operating from, and what's going to happen in the near future as our company grows. So let's get into it. So, as many of you watching, if you are electricians running your own business, if you're plumbers, builders, whatever, you might be using your house as the main hub for your business, and that has been exactly the same with us. As we've grown and grown, we start to take over the street a bit like this, with vans on roads, on driveways, and panels on driveways, and inverters. And it's been quite a mad journey from me just going around in my little Citroën van to now having multiple vehicles working all over the country and having stock delivered to our house. We've been exactly the same. We've been working from my domestic property. We've now just signed the lease and we've just got the keys to our first unit. To show you and document the journey, I thought it might be good for us to actually show you how we've been operating. So if you follow me, I'll show you. Just hope there's no washing out. So, this is a standard typical day where we've got all these pallets down here all wrapped up. We have actually got a site not too far away, some shipping containers where we've got some of our really high value stuff locked away that is insured, but for some of these batteries and the panels, we just can't get them into those units very easily. So if you have a look here, we've got some of the panels stacked in that the guys are getting ready for tomorrow's and the rest of the week's job. So they're all in here ready. But if we have a little look down, we've got some batteries under there, some more batteries under here. We've got some panels here on the tarpaulins. If you keep coming round, got some more batteries here. It's mad. Some more batteries here that have been all wrapped up. They've just loaded one of these into the other vans. Some more batteries here. We've got a faulty battery under here, an inverter. It's mad. And this is how it's been for a little while. We really could have done with a unit maybe about a year ago, but of course those units have to be available as well. We can't just magic them to the right size that we need. So there's also some kit in that garage. This isn't a story that is different to many of you probably watching, but it's just to show that whatever you see on social media, you can't always assume that that company has got a big fancy unit with all this staff and all this space. It can be very different. If you come a bit further up, we're actually running a little bit low on rail, but usually there's a load of rail stacked here for all the different systems. All these stacked up, and then that's carried onto the vans. So we're a family company operating from a family address, and it's quite mad to think that now we are moving that into a unit as we become a small to medium sized company with just under 10 staff working for us and a 5,500 square foot unit. It's going to be an adventure, and so we thought we'd document that by showing you this, our starting position, and then when we get the unit, we'll take you down to the unit and show you what it's like now and document that running forward. Obviously we have to be a little bit careful with what we show you in there. We don't want anyone coming in and trying to rob us or seeing what security system we've got, and by the time this video is released, all of this is gone. So don't come trying to rob any of this, because this will be our garden again. So it's gone from our garden to our garden and warehouse, hopefully back to our garden. So we're a company on the rise, and we've had to make do with an imperfect situation, but going forward it should be very exciting to actually get into a proper commercial unit. So let's go down to the unit and see. Hello, welcome to our new home here in Elvington. So this is, as of yesterday, our brand new home, and this is where Oval Renewables is going to be based, and we're very excited about it. So this is obviously the warehouse area. So in here we're going to have all of our kit stored, all the job kits ready for the team to load into their vans and go straight back out. We want the teams working on site rather than messing about, going from our house like you've just seen, the units that we've got, and spending all that precious time actually just loading the vans. So we also need a base for the office guys to work as well, and that's what we've now got. So we're very excited to have this, and I'm going to show you around it a little bit more in detail. So this is going to be our main reception area, where if you come and visit us here, you'll be able to get a cup of tea, you'll be able to have a nice seat, and yeah, they will be able to then have a chat about a project, or if you're just coming for a natter, then we can have a little bit of a chat in here. So this is going to be the initial entrance. We've got a nice little personnel door, glass front, so yeah, it should look really good. Obviously at the minute it's a bit of a state because we've only just got in here, but yeah, it'd be nice on another episode soon of this renovation to show you how we've got on. So yeah, this is what we're going to have in here. We've got a kitchen and a toilet and stuff in here, but you know what those sort of things look like. And then we come out into our warehouse, which I showed you a little bit before, but we're kind of trying to work out how this is going to work in terms of the flow of the warehouse, where we get deliveries put, where we have returns and things like that. So this might change, and this might be quite an interesting part of the next video to see how this area works, because this is quite a tricky one to know what to do with until we start using it. So the plan might be completely different on the next episode. But if we just have a look over this side, so the plan and the flow of this area is we're thinking of getting deliveries obviously through the big shutter door, put into this space here, and so that'll be deliveries coming in, deliveries going back out, or returns. So that will come into this area, and then kind of from this yellow bit of steel here, which we're kind of using as a bit of a bay marker, if you like, we've got about another 5 meters here, and another 5 meters, and another 5 meters, which we're thinking of having panel storage, racking for our inverters, optimizers, isolators, all that sort of stuff. Some proper racking here with the rail and everything stored. And then along the back here, where we've got our essentials, at the minute we've got our kettle and our microwave already, we're going to have some job loading areas. So this will be the area where we have all of the panels, the inverter, the battery, the rail, cables, anything that we need to get ready for the guys to go straight back out the door with the kit. As I mentioned before, we want the guys to be out on site earning the money, not necessarily just packing their vans all the time. So that we're going to have probably 3 or 4 bays along this back wall here where all that kit can be stored and ready to go out for the jobs. We're then thinking of having our kind of waste disposal maybe here, and the reason for that, I was thinking about it maybe going near the door, but the vans can reverse in from the main roller shutter and get back to kind of this line area here, and we can have 1, 2, 3 vans lined up here where they can then just open the back doors, unload the van, and then load it with all of the kit that we're going to have in the job areas here. So that's the plan. So it'll be quite interesting to see if that works out in that way as we go. So that is the main area there. And then if we take a little journey upstairs, oh, my Stanley knife, been looking for that. Right, have a little look up here. So this is the mezzanine, which is probably one of the only areas that we haven't really got a massive plan for. Obviously this is as existing, so this was here before as a bit of a loading area. So we're not sure if to have some test rigs up here or what to exactly do up here. This may even become, we may even close this off and it become a bit more of a meeting area or some sort of training area. We're not too sure yet, but this is where we're at the minute with it. So it is all a really good clean, because it's been empty for about 6 months, I think they were saying. So yeah, this area is kind of as is at the minute. We're not sure exactly what to do with it, but we've got the space, so that's the main thing. This is the thing when you're trying to look for units, and there might be some people here that are starting that process to look for units or are worried about looking for units. And the reality is, you might want a unit a lot smaller than this, but if it's not available, then it's not available. You can't really do much about it. Then if we come into here, this is where the money will be made. This is our main office. So we're going to have quite a few desks along here, and we're considering the adjustable desks so that people can work stood up, work sat down. Not too sure, so that might be quite interesting to see how we get on with that. We're going to carpet this as well because there's quite a lot of echo that you might be able to hear. So we're trying to soften this area to try and dampen that echo a little bit as well. So real nice big window looking out so we can see if deliveries come as well. But actually having the desks here so that we've got some natural light coming in, I think will be really good. Kind of printers and copiers and everything else in the kind of outside areas, so that's quite dark and dingy, but having stuff there I think will be good as well. So again, really interested to see how that all works out as we go. We've then got the little meeting room, so it's quite dark in here, so but yeah, we haven't got the lights on at the minute, but this is our little meeting room. So in here we can have strategy meetings and have a chat to individual employees about, you know, all the different things that we need to do. So yeah, a little table and chairs set up in here, so it'll be interesting to see how that works out. So at the minute we are very much in a deep clean stage, trying to get rid of the dust and the mess, and then we can start putting together the actual equipment that we need for in here. So this is definitely episode 1 of the renovation, but yeah, I thought it was a nice little different video to show you, to see where this is at now and document the journey of us going from working from home, like many people do, to working from a unit and becoming more of a small to medium sized company rather than a small one-man band style company. Because we're very much a small to medium company trying to operate as a sole trader company. And so now we felt like it's a good time to make that step, and a little bit of risk like there is with everything, but make that step now to push forward as a medium company and yeah, see how far we can take Oval. So that's kind of all I wanted to show you here, document the first initial overview of this property, and hopefully when we do the next part of this video there'll be some really tangible changes here, and you can see how those decisions have played out with the desks and the carpets and everything else. But if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please do, to keep in touch with how we get on here, but also have a look at some of the systems that have allowed us to get to this stage. We really pride quality over everything and service, and we're really hoping that this area here will improve that. But please like, subscribe and all that jazz to help the channel grow and help us grow as we are doing with this new unit. Thanks very much, and we'll see you on the next video.